Okay, and welcome to oh my god, Stealing for Survival, where these people are. Oh my fucking god. So, this is Stealing for Survival. You can catch us live recording this on twitch.tv/ Travis Tavern Talk. And I want to let everybody know hiccups. I really want to let everybody know I got hiccups. But
That's
also,
funny.
we're an adult show with adult language and adult topics and adult humor and adult penis. I don't know what else to tell you about that. I am Travis Sivart. I am
Wait,
the
penis?
what?
It's an adult penis. All of us don't have those.
You can have one
You
later
can
if you
plant
want. How you
one.
doing? Um. So right. We do have. God damn it! Totally threw me off track there. Um. Jesus. Penis and I'm just like
Introductions?
everywhere now. What?
Should we do those introductions?
I got the whole thing to talk about twitch.tv/ Travis Tavern Talk, live audience chatting with us. We may comment to them. They may play sounds. You might hear weird shit. If you're in the podcast, you can email us at stealingforsurvival@gmail.com. That's stealing with two E's because it's like metal. Because we're hardcore, mofo. Yo, rah. Okay, moving on. Now, intros. Hey, I'm Travis. I write some shit. Portals trilogy, finishing last book, should be out anytime now. If it's not already out. And the Downfall series, both written in this world with different characters. So check that shit out, and let's turn this over to. Let's totally go random and totally go out of order and go with Chris. Don't forget to pass the next person above you on the screen, which is John, when you're done, and then he passes it on. Go.
Grand. I'm Chris. I will be playing Julian Cavington, the half Athene wizard.
And by the way,
I'm John Millington. I'm playing Baldera Sapati, our half-demon borrower of things. I'm also with Jerseys. We sell comics, and Conquest Publishing. We make comics. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron Kennedy, author of Persona Non Grata, the first of the Ships of Valor series. Currently working on Icarus Black. Yep. I'm playing Murph, the Ranger. Go, Andrea.
Oh, Andrea LaChat. I play Lolly, a bard, a Rocairn thespian wannabe who is now chasing a little owl with a hat.
For anybody who is listening to the podcast, there's a fucking llama, a baby llama, who keeps poking her head up, and the light is hitting her eyes, so she looks like fucking goddamn llama demon. I'm just saying.
She is this is Dottie Llama from World of Warcraft that Chris sent to me last year.
Is it Dottie or Dolly Llama?
Dottie.
Oh, my
It's
bad.
Dottie.
I'm in the wrong world. Okay, Chris, you got a recap?
I do. So, last time on Stealing for Survival, a daring rescue effort is underway. Lolly, causing a scintillating, sparkling show of fireworks, causes a distraction, allowing Julian, who has taken control of Archimedes, the tiny owl, and Murph, race their way across the room filled with the Undead King and other such Rocairn, come across a torture room where Murph tries to break down the bars to the room and the doors that open outward. But in doing so, he manages to dislodge a rod right into the neck of one of the torturers.
That's an RODD. That's an extra long rod.
Of course.
God. You people.
What do you mean, you people?
Happy.
What do you mean, you people? Anyway, in continuing to dispatch while Baldareth tries to free himself, uses one of the torture implements to attack the other torturer, while Murph manages to stab the barf that is stuck in the first one into the second.
I heard barf. Did anybody else hear
Me
barf?
too.
I do
It's
From
too.
Spaceballs.
Yes, but he's a mod. We don't have a mod. Anyway.
We could get a Mog. We should get a Mog.
We could get a Mogerator, which would be like
Between Lolly and Archimedes, they managed to free Baldereth, which is where we left our lovely adventures last time on Stealing for Survival.
and I think I'm inebriated enough. I don't have shit to add to that. So, to recap his recap, basically they have disposed of, distracted, or killed the two torturing jailers, all within a matter of less than a minute. 5 skeletal servants are standing in the room, quivering. There is one exit out of this room that is stairs that leads to who the hell knows where, aka don't go there yet. I'm just saying. But the only other exit out of the room is back the way they came, where the blinded, undead, potentially not dead anymore, leader of the Dark Iron Rocairn, aka dwarves, for those of you who are new to my world, is waiting, possibly tramping down the hall right this very second. They're going to have to be very clever, very witty, because they are not fucking powerful enough to take out that level icon of undead.
Sounds like a challenge, sir.
Yeah. And all this time, by the way, I will point out, Julian, the mage, is comfortably
Has been
sitting in a
sitting in a
Holocaust cloak in safe place as a dozen dwarves, a Rocairn, real Rocairn, not the dark or the coal iron Rocairn, have gathered around him going, dude, what the fuck's going on down there? I thought this place was, like, gone. The fuck did you push the button? So, let's pick this up. We've already rolled initiative for this session. Just make it quicker and easier. We are in that torture chamber. They know what they're doing. Okay, no, they know what's going on. Okay, they know something.
Are you sure about that?
There is squid-like creatures trying to burst out of the grate now, slamming against the grate in this room. 5 skeleton servants, 2 dying or dead. Coal Iron Rocairn. Ballsy, you're free. After getting a lap dance from a Rocairn bard.
I will take out a silver piece and hand it to Lolly.
Always a wise.
Thanks. And I make note of where he pulled that from.
It's right next to your diaphragm and vibrator, apparently.
I am going to look and ensure that the Cold Iron Rocairn is actually dead.
We are not.
I'm going to shove one of the other pokers into one of them.
So, Ballsy leaps out of his seat after tipping his lap dancer. He grabs her by the hips, lifts her up, sets her on the ground, spins to one side, moving across the room to the brazier, pulling out a poker and jamming it straight into the eye of the one remaining living Rocairn, while muttering some sort of obscenity in a language that most of you don't understand. But you're pretty fucking confident.
We know the intent.
Yeah.
My mom does.
It's true. Your mom would have understood it. God's rest her. Wait, no, hold on. Back that up. Moving on. Anything else for you before we move on to Julian?
Master Murph, are we leaving?
Murph, got an answer?
I think we need to get the hell out of here.
Because now the demon spawn.
I will take the dash action to bolt down the hallway.
Okay, and that is a bonus action?
That is
For him, it is.
a cunning action.
Very
Yeah.
good. We're gonna. So basically, after asking you a quick question where you like, he's like, "Yep, phew, out of here," abandoning you guys, because that's how he rolls. Julian as
Yeah.
Archimedes, which, by the way, for anybody who knows Dungeons and Dragons, I want to point out the second initiative of the whole group is a 9. And now we turn to Julian, aka Archimedes the Owl.
Who's going to let out a very loud, exasperated screech.
Make sure he goes to the exit.
Yeah. Essentially, I am going to go up and essentially fly right by his head, essentially smacking him in the head with a wing and getting in front of him so that he will follow me out.
He's just gonna herd him to the door.
It's the
Or-
plan.
Bird him to the door, and maybe poop a
Da
little.
da.
Mm-mm.
Anyhow, very good. We'll get to the bad guys in a moment. They're going to hold their action since there's none actively participating in this room. Lolly. Care for an adverb?
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave.
So at a slow
Follow the
saunter,
bird.
or at a like you're naked and it's cold out and you're running across a college campus?
It's like I'm running after the bird.
Oh, right, my bad. So
Come
she
here, little bird.
squeals in a high-pitched voice and chases the birdie. Come to me, birdie. Murph, you're up.
I am going to stealth my way out of there, but I keep in mind that I have to go across the throne room to do so. Keeping that in mind, keep an eye out for the big bad and his badass sword, and be wary.
So
So I'm not going to high speed it out of there. I'm going to slowly and steadily make my way there, and then I'll high speed it out of there.
you're going to high speed to the edge of the hall. Make sure the other folks have the big bad guy's attention, and then get the fuck out of Dodge. Yeah?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ballsy, you burst into the room first. Are you just fucking streaking through, heading right for the exit?
Do I see that guy?
Oh, yeah, and others. And animated statues.
I will plot a course to get past them if possible.
Very good. That's what
And
I need to know.
also, I'll mouth to the big, since he's never given me his name, and go run, and I'll be back.
Oh, okay. So you go all fucking Terminator on him, like, I'll be back. Wait, is it like a threatening mouth, or, hey, you're my
Oh, no.
friend, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I'll be right back, hang out, be cool.
I survived. I'll be back. I'll go.
Okay, why don't you give me let's get a quick performance roll. Let's see if he can
A bullshit
interpret.
roll, sir.
Performance is 18.
Wow, you definitely get your idea across. Now, when you dash, how far can you move in one round?
I can actually move 90 feet total. Well, it depends on if I have to use a disengage somewhere in there so I don't get hit by one of the guys.
And if you
So,
do have to use
I
a
can
disengage,
move and dash.
and if you do have to use a disengage, what's your movement?
It's still, I can move 90.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter if you have to use a disengage.
Well, it depends on if I'm interrupted somewhere in there, let's say on my normal movement, if I have to disengage, I can only move 60 then.
We're going with
But if I
60.
can move 60 first and then get to that person, then I can move another 30 past that.
Okay, we're going to go with that. So basically,
Disengage.
in one round, because you are just like elbows and asshole, you're going to make it
More.
all the way to the crevice. Yes,
With
you had to
what?
disengage at some point in time. Basically, do the old classic moves left and right, moves left and right, zip around him, run! Archimedes, you're a fucking puffball in the air. They don't care about you. Phew! Off you go.
Yeah.
What's your fastest movement?
Oh, Archimedes can go essentially 60 feet.
You're 2/3 of the way to the exit. Lolly,
Yes.
you burst into the chamber, and the handful of coal iron Rocairn that just basically were surprised as people streak through their environment are ready for you.
Well,
Anything
great.
you
of
want to do
course.
when you get there?
Yeah, I want to have my umbrella ready to smack them if I need to, because long reach can hit them. And if they get near me, I want to do the fireworks.
Okay. Lolly runs into the room going, "Where's the bird?" Everybody looks at her. Everybody runs towards her. She flips open her umbrella, peeks over the top, flashes fireworks directly in front of her umbrella, and then runs to the left as the rocket. Really? That roll? Really?
What happened to me?
Took an arrow to the knee. No, nobody has a bow. You didn't take an arrow to the knee. You rush through the room as they stare. Their moon blinked
At an umbrella.
at the photo negative impression of an umbrella. And that's when Murph hits the corner, looks around, goes, mm-hmm. By the way, the golems, the statues, are not mesmerized by her fireworks, and they focus in on Murph. Now, Murph, you've got a clear shot. You can make it through it, but they are coming towards you.
Is anybody stuck in the room? Any of my people?
No, Lolly is
Then
like,
I go straight through.
she seems to be rhyming something as she runs out of the other entrance to this room. By the way, give me a
Cross-eye go?
perception roll as you run through the room.
Yes, my strong stat here. Yeah. 16.
You're
Cool.
pretty sure that statue on the north wall,
Mm-hmm.
there is a breeze rippling the fucking tattered tapestry that was behind it. You're pretty sure there's some kind of fucking opening there, and somebody has recently passed through it, and you're the only one that noticed the boss is not in the room.
Do I
And then
follow
your
the
ass
boss? Who
then
can
your-
fuck
then-
me up? Or do
then
I
your
go
ass-
my way?
Your ass gets out of the room. You
Yep.
guys hit the crevice. By the time the rest of you hit the crevice, Lolly, Murph, Ballsy's already up there and schmoozing with the boss, who's
Of course.
breaking link with Archimedes, who's almost up there anyway. You can hear booted footsteps and angry voices behind you of what sure sound like some fucking alive creatures for something that didn't exist not even 10 minutes ago. You guys hit that rope, throw yourselves up, pull yourselves up, walking up the wall like 1970s Batman and Robin.
Adam West, here we come.
So you've got a crevice.
And as soon as I see Baldareth, I just start laying into him, but in Elvish because I am so mad. And just like every mean gestures and like just screaming and yelling.
Sir, we need to go.
It's a like, how could you just stay? We were all leaving. I told you not to go up the thing. But no, nobody fucking listens to the guy who's smart about all the arcane things. No. And I'm walking back and forth and gesturing at you. All in Elvish, which I'm pretty sure you don't speak a word of.
No, no.
Still funny.
Sir, they're coming.
Then Lolly crests the rope. Moments later, followed by Murph, who winds the rope up so nobody has a way to climb, but you're pretty sure coal iron dwarves are pretty fucking good at coming up sheer surfaces. You have an open crevice to a dark underworld that's been gone for hundreds of years, but you've opened them up and woken them up. Maybe you want to close it. Maybe you want to get the fuck out of Dodge. What's our options, guys? Drop into group conversation.
Mr. Can close the tunnels, sir.
Jules, you got anything to close a hole?
No! I
Neither
can
do
shoot
I.
fire at it, but it's not going to close the hole.
We need
I-
dynamite.
What?
We need dynamite.
Who is that?
Oh God.
Now, Julian, your knowledge of the arcane, alchemists have been experimenting. Matter of fact, there was one alchemist, Kizane, over in Seawall City, who had been experimenting with this sort of stuff. It's a magical compound that combines different elements to explode. You're not sure if it's ley line combined with earth magic or what the fuck he's doing, but of course he's dead now, and you don't have any. But you have a vague idea what she might be talking about.
I ruffle around in my satchel.
Do you have explosives in your satchel, Lolly?
Do I?
Give me one damn good reason I should say yes. Where did you get it? Tell me a story.
I time travel, and I stole some out of a cave
What cave?
with these 7 guys.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Go on.
And there were these 7 guys that kind of looked like my kind, and they sang while they worked, and they were really sad.
emotionally friggin' stunted. They went to the same therapist as you.
Yes. And they were sad one day because this girl who broke into their house was cleaning and stuff, and then she died, and they couldn't bury her, so they put her in this glass case. You know, I swiped it when they weren't looking.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they were fighting against this judge. Friggin' some said she was the fairest of them all.
I never met her. I don't
Yeah.
care.
So what do you
I want her
guys
back returned.
okay, when I say you guys, I mean Chris and John, what do you think? Is that enough of a bullshit story that should let her have some sort of explosive?
I mean, it's Lolly. I am not surprised when Lolly pulls anything out of any pocket.
Well, see, that's why I couldn't meet them with their friends at the
John,
pub
what do you
because
think?
that's where I was.
Should she have explosives?
That or something that expands into the like a giant fluff ball or something inside the hole.
Lolly pulls something out of her bag. It looks like a brick of glass. And she rubs it, kisses it. You can see her streak her tongue along the whole length of it and throws it forward. It expands outward with a bluish spark of light and becomes glass covering that hole that's as solid as steel when you tap on it.
Does it taste like radishes?
Do you want to lick it?
No. Or
You're
does it smell
unsure.
like radishes?
What does radish
Madam,
smell like?
Is that going to explode? Madam? Should we run?
No.
What was that? That is some very interesting magics that I could potentially learn.
I
That
love
was
how
the
that
wrong-
accent changed
that was the
countries in the
wrong-
middle.
I pulled
I
the
know,
wrong stick out of my satchel.
So, there we go. The hole is capped with a glass steel cover. And the other dozen Rocairn that had been gently comforting Julian as he was seeing through the eyes of his owl say,
Because I didn't hear or see any of them as they were talking at me.
At you,
we've
yes.
got it from here?
We should.
My-
Oh, I was gonna go into the wrong accent again. Yes. So, we should probably go speak to the foreman. Maybe
About that
maybe-
other party that was down there, and did anybody see them come up here?
What?
Yeah, the other Rocairn look confused and say, Supervisor Canatari Cantonis, yeah, we've sent for him. He should be at the station soon. If you want to go there, we will guard this and make sure nobody comes up.
Okay.
It's more of a
But
question.
did
than a
anybody
statement.
else come up after
No.
Master Jules did?
Master Jules has been here the whole time. No, only you. You three! And that bird! What's that mean?
Okay, so we trapped them down there. Good.
My job here is done.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Did she go down with you guys? One in the back asked, craning his neck over the shoulder of the others.
No, she was a prisoner of the other party. We rescued her. You didn't see them go down?
Damsel in distress. You know.
Right.
it's my
Okay.
life.
Well, Uncle Murph, stop it. We're going to go talk with the foreman. It's fine. He's with us. Yet, I'm done with everyone's shit today because this is not how I wanted to spend my day exploring. See, I'm so angry I can't even speak right. I'm very angry at you, Baldareth, right now.
Did you get the other prisoner?
What?
We didn't see another prisoner. We encountered the other party, managed to rescue her. We weren't able to stop whatever they were doing down there with the friggin' dark Rocairn ghost thingies.
And the pokey things.
We were barely able to escape with our people and her. Did you see what they did to
Julian
hands?
just starts walking
Show them,
away.
show them your
Silence
hands.
falls as Julian walks away, and they all turn their heads to look at Baldareth.
Look at his hands. Look what they did to our person. They turned him into a monster. Show them your head.
You know what? His head was always like that. Leave him alone.
Julian
I will
wandered
run-
off. Go
I will
ahead.
run past Julian.
Yeah, Baldareth, under the observation of 12 Rocairn, goes, yeah, time to leave. And lifts his knees and elbows and dashes past, just by 6 feet or so, dashes past his master that he totally disregarded to push the big shiny candy-like red button. And Murph is still standing there, red-faced. And Lolly looks at him and goes,
I need a drink.
well, that too. But in her head, she wonders, shouldn't he be black instead of red? And no idea why you said that. Or thought that, I should say. And the two of you turn and wander off, following the others. It is
Where is that?
7 minutes later. You're standing at a broad, low table that's about thigh high for the tiefling and the human and the other thing, and but the right height for Lolly.
Of course it is.
And Archimedes is busily running back and forth between a very stern-looking older Rocairn to get pet, and then back to Julian to get pet, and then nipping at him to get a treat, and then back to the other Rocairn to get pet. That fucking owl is goddamn stressed out and very unhappy with Julian for sending him down into fucking hell
He's so cute.
because he's an owl. And that's not his thing. So, you're standing there in front of Can-Can. Now, Lolly, I know you don't know who Can-Can is. Can-Can, it will be explained by Murph as you're taking the 5+ minutes to get from point A to point B. Can-Can is his nickname, short for Canatary Cantanus, who is one of the people that kind of is like largely in charge of the mines of Dathon Keep. Do you remember Dathon Keep at all, Lolly? Were you ever there?
I don't think she was.
Yes, we came through it. She was trying to sell
Mushrooms.
poops of her
That's right.
thingies to people
That's right.
before we went through the portals.
Your merce that you've had the whole time and not pulled out. This is where you were trying to sell. the
That's
poop-
my satchel.
Yeah, your poofy puffs, your merce poop. You were trying to sell that to all these
yeah.
beings. Now we'll take a couple minutes with Can-Can, and then I want to get you guys back to the poorhouse before the wrap up of this episode, and before we bleed over into what comes next and where you guys want to go next. So, Can-Can, you're all standing there. Let me ask you this, Ballsy. Any regrets? Are you humbled? What is your attitude as you stand there before you even open your mouth? Are you subservient? Are you arrogant? Where you at?
I'm not arrogant. thought I did whatever was necessary that Master Julian wouldn't do, so I did it.
Oh, I think this is just another failed scam for him.
But I'm apologetic. Well, okay, didn't ask. you what
Tomato,
I am,
tomato.
but that's okay.
Go on, John.
So, I mean, he's not happy. He's sorry the way that things turned out, but he's not sorry for doing it. How's that?
Okay. So you're a little humbled. You're
Yes.
modest. You're modest.
Mhm.
Though you don't feel wrong.
Right. I apologize for the incident that's happened, sir, in the ramifications that it might cause in the future.
Is what you guys hear, Murph and Lolly, that's what you hear Balderas saying as you walk up, and Julian Cavington, with his arms crossed across his chest looking at him, follows up that statement with,
You better. I am still mad at you, and we will talk about this when I cool down, because I cannot deal with you right now.
Oh, don't even worry about it. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Are we going to the
Uncle Murph, enough! I am not taking anyone's shit right now.
We should go get drunk.
You-
I know where there's some.
Fine, go. Start off. I'll be right behind you.
and before you go anywhere, let me ask you, who's the hottie? And he points at the bearded woman standing behind you, glancing longingly at the little fuzzy bird running back and forth on the table. Lolly.
That's Lolly. She knows limericks.
Yeah, both of you, quiet. I am done with both of your shit. Now,
That's no way to speak to Feathers.
Once again, allow me to, so, my lady, you're sexy beast there with your little beard and your skirts and your beauty. Tell me your name, tell me your full name, tell me your family lineage, tell me what you like to drink. And do you like older Rocairn? I'm asking for a friend, or maybe me if you're interested. I'm just saying. Who are you and why'd you come out of a hole? And unmute yourself.
My
Travis,
favorite drink is whatever you're buying.
before Andrea, well, I mean, she said something. Before Lolly says anything, I'll
Elf.
give Can whatever I took from her and said, here. I'll say it quietly. Tell her that you found this. I have to go.
So
Off I
he
go.
pulls something out. I rolled a percentile to see how valuable this item is. It came in as 47. So it's of moderate value at best. It's not super important. It's not totally useless. What did he pull out of your belt pouch that would be interesting without being very valuable, but still has some value of some sort, whether it's aesthetic, monetary, or otherwise? What?
The poofs. So he had a couple of the blue poofs in his pants. The poof balls.
They're slightly matted with sweat and smell a bit of sulfur now.
I don't want those back. Thanks.
And she doesn't even touch them. She just uses her little wind trick to push it, going, "You can keep those." And
I asked for a hair from her head, and she gave me 3.
and the nurse at her side mumbles something unintelligible, but basically her satchel talks. Goes,
Oh, do you have any apples?
no, but I have 17 figs.
Okay, I will take them.
I had 20, but what? What?
I'm gonna scoop them up and feed my merce.
You grab the wooden bowl in front of him and pour the figs into your merce. And then he says, As dazzled as I am by your beauty and your charm, and your obviously talents that go way beyond just looks. What the hell just happened down there? Julian, don't you walk away. You've got something to answer for, lad.
Oh, I wasn't walking away. I sent them away, and I was still standing there because I need to talk to Can about what the fuck just happened.
Go on. So, now, is this something we need to expand on, or do we want to just say you tell him all the things?
I tell him all of the things, and that there needs to be guards now posted at the clear glass wall 24/7.
Murph, anything to add?
Oh, I'm going to point out that he's got issues. He's a little high strung,
By he,
and
you
he's got a bit of a drinking problem. And that's why he was sent away
So
on
all-
an inheritance.
all of this is like done by hand gestures behind his back.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
Interpretive
And,
dance.
right, exactly. And I'm gonna give him a little bit of money. That hey, we brought friggin' Jules out here for an adventure because of all these issues, and there's a reason that he's got keepers,
Good enough.
like
Lolly.
a bodyguard and a friggin'
Anything you want to add to this conversation that takes 20, 30 minutes?
nope, just that.
No, Lolly,
I'm just gonna
not
let-
you. You're done.
Oh,
Lolly.
No, I'm just gonna feed my Merce and then keep trying to catch the owls to pet it.
45 minutes after you guys are sitting in the poorhouse, Lolly, you're fascinated. You recognize the fingerprint of Jaith, Moggets, and Kavlon. You're unsure where they are, but you're pretty fucking sure this is their place. And from what the other people have said, which, as far as I know,
She would recognize Steve because he's
Steve.
by the door.
Steve is by the door, and he's wearing a tie tonight. Well, it's more of a cravat, but there's a collar
Oh,
that
he's
goes
fancy.
with the cravat, and it's on
So
him.
do I notice Steve?
Yeah, you
do I
notice
notice Steve?
Yeah, you notice Steve.
So I'm gonna yell, Steve! And go over to pet him. Does he recognize me?
Yeah, he does. And your Merce is wiggling and jiggling.
So I'll take off my Merce and shove my hand in it and pull him right side out. So
His-
they can.
His feet
always a
pops
great
out,
party trick.
his neck elongates, and his head appears. And of course, you remember to get anything else, you have to reach in the other end or the mouth, one of the two, depending on what you want. When he's in Muppet horse form, known as a Merce.
So I'm gonna
Oh.
let him and Steve kind of like reconnect and be buddies.
Oh yeah, they like fucking head bump like a fist bump, and
Yes.
Ballsy, if I'm not mistaken, you're sitting at the bar with 3 drinks lined up. Is that correct?
As soon as Master Julian gets here.
Oh, so you do not order till he shows up, and you tell him the drinks are for him, but you're actually planning on drinking them when he's not looking?
Well, I'll drink at least his.
Okay, at least.
So he doesn't
At
get
least.
bored.
So we're in the poorhouse now.
Um,
You guys have found it? Yes, Murph?
I will be using my ranger spells to kind of heal up his hands if I can.
Okay.
Did he say Rangers balls?
Yes.
Something like that. Is there anybody that wants to bail so they could bring in their elder character, or are we good just sticking with these guys?
Good here.
John?
I'm not going to bring in my other character. I'm going to
Okay.
go seek out possibly one of the elder characters. But
Now, what about you, Chris? Do you want Julian to stomp upstairs and bring in Kavlon, or do you want to stay as Julian right now? And we won't do this every time.
Yeah.
We can right now.
Yeah, no. Julian is going to come in and go straight up the stairs to the room and like slam the door and then open the door and slam it again. Just
And a third
for
time.
extra.
Okay, so
Like
now
he's
at
having
this
a fit.
point in time, Kavlon is going to come out of the back room, the kitchen, and possibly whatever's beyond that we all have heard of. For anybody who's new to this, each of them John, Aaron, and Chris have other characters that they've played. Lolly has stuck with the same character. So we're having Kavlon casually wandering in, holding something in his hand that he'll describe in a moment, and doing something with it. I don't know if he's cleaning it. Chris is going to tell us in just a moment. But the other three, Baldareth, Lolly, and Murph, have all gathered at a table or the bar, you guys can decide which, to unwind. So, table or bar? Group vote.
Table.
Table.
Very good.
Table's
Table.
fine.
And Kavlon comes into the room.
I'm carrying essentially a little like tray with glasses to then waddle over behind the bar, set like they've been cleaned in the back and is setting them back out under the bar shelf to do
Kavlon,
it.
you notice, first of all, you notice the fucking slamming from upstairs as you came in. You heard the angry shouts of some mutterance of that kid Julian. And you see his troublemaker manservant, his protective uncle, and fucking Lolly. It's goddamn Lolly sitting at a table with them with drinks in front of them. You're behind the bar. You have control of the whole place. What's going on? What are you doing?
So I'll turn around. Lolly! Oh my fucking god, Lolly, where have you been? And I will run over and I will give her a big dwarven hug. Try and pick her up a little and like squeeze her real tight. A little extra tight.
I know I'm a little late. I was supposed to be here a while ago.
3 fucking years, Kavlon.
I
3 years.
Say it has been some time. Look, we have bar now. We can drink whenever we want. It's grand old time.
Good, let's drink now.
Great. I will go get you the good stuff from out back. You see, the two of you have returned, and I'm guessing that is your shouty friend upstairs slamming my good wooden door.
It's a few minutes later, Kavlon returns with the good stuff and settles down at the
I'd like
table. What's that?
I'd like to attempt to follow him if he says he's going to go get the good stuff without being seen. Do I know where it's at?
You're broken right now. Though Murph has done what he can to tend to your wounds,
I'm just
Kavlon,
rubbing his balls on you to heal you.
And like I'm just going behind the bar and grabbing the bottle that's, set up on the shelf to pour. Like it's not like I'm going into the distillery.
So less than 2 minutes later, the 4 of you are sitting around a table. And Kavlon, there was a certain person who was rumored to be taken just a dozen years ago by the spirits of the underworld. Not meaning like the world of death. But you weren't sure if these guys were going to run across it. You were hoping that, God, okay, you know what? You got to find out what's going on.
So, what happened while you guys were down there? Did you happen to find the exotic mushrooms that I asked you to find?
We were slightly sidetracked.
Well, I am always down for a good story, especially things that Lolly gets involved in because I know her shenanigans.
Oh, no. Nothing
Tell me
happened.
the whole thing. What happened? Start from the beginning. And I will
Absolutely
keep pouring these
nothing.
drinks as long as you are telling the story.
Oh, well, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. We went down there, found nothing. Oh, well, ran into Lolly, and then we left. That was it. Just 0. Nothing happened. Nothing at all.
No.
Oh, I mean,
Not-
ghosts appeared. Some other group while we were down there caused these ghosts, not us. We rescued Lolly from that other group. It was not us. It was another
Can I
group.
insight check him?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight. You want to roll a bullshit roll there, Aaron?
Oh no, I'm not. I am obviously bullshitting.
Oh, okay.
But hey, some other group, not us.
He's psychologically broken and babbling.
Great.
Lolly seems the only one that's not really because she's Lolly, and even if like fucking dragons and gods came down and played pinochle on her own thighs, she'd be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, well, how are you?"
Well, I'm just repeating the statements over and over again in case anybody's overhearing it. Oh yeah, some other group who had kidnapped Lolly and then kidnapped Balls here and then tortured him. We had to get him back. Then we escaped, sealed up the dungeon, and then came straight back here to drink away our tears. That's what happened.
Lolly, what happened?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Keep pouring the drinks. Where's that
I mean,
owl?
would you like to hear the story again? I
The
mean, I can
door-
go more in depth.
Opens, it slams against the wall, and Can Can is standing there. It started raining outside. He's moist. His beard is matted. The braids are the only part that looks unfrazzled. His eyes are wide. The whites are showing. And he bellows, "Ha! Need a drink." Oh,
I will
Bye.
get up
the gods, they're still here. Yes?
and I will get a chair and I will put it next to Lolly if there's not one open for him to sit down. And I'll push one of the drinks that were supposed to be for Master Julian next to her in that empty spot.
Can Can will wander over. You know Can Can. You remember way back when you and the others went in and spoke to the guy who runs the whole fucking place? Can Can was like the 8th person you met. And in the past 3 years, yeah, Can Can's okay. And he comes over.
He
and
moves
he's-
up to drink, likes to come to drink because I got the fancy stuff.
That and you're another
Well,
rogue
and
Karen
you
and
got
you're weird.
stuff.
He often refers to you as weird. Like that is like weird weird Kavlon. It is not an uncommon phrase out of his mouth. But he always uses the rogue Karen term for weird, which stands for exotic and mildly crazy.
Yeah, that's him.
That's fair. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
So 3 rogue Karens, a transforming human, and a demon half-breed are sitting in a bar. What's the next step? What are we going to pull the trigger on next game? Let's work on it.
Well, Kavlon will go, well, since you failed to bring back my ingredients, which were sort of a requirement for your task to go down there to absolve you of trying to steal my good stuff.
Well,
Mr.
to be fair, which is more valuable? Lolly or mushrooms?
Oh, nice segue. Good distraction.
We're
Now, hey.
we're not
Do you want things that grow in shit, or do you want your best friend Lolly back?
No,
We
let-
brought you Lolly
Let's
back.
give
Oh,
Balls.
no.
Let's give
Best
Balls a
friend.
chance to interrupt Real. What were you going to say there, Baldareth?
we were interrupted, sir. We were not done yet. I mean, you didn't give us a specific time, right? Sir?
No, but I expected some nice fancy mushrooms by the time you get back.
You should
I
be.
will have
We're not done.
probably by morning or maybe day after, I will have more ingredients to send you to go retrieve since you were unable to do this today.
And as the DM jumping in, you don't have to go back there. There are other avenues that I can create or we can create right now. Go ahead.
So the merce poofs that were kind of ew, are there mushrooms growing on them now? Be like, here, you can have this.
The Merce has returned to the table, and Lolly gently tickles his asshole till he drops a poof, because apparently in the past, however long, which it's been 3 years for you guys, it might have been a month for her, or it might have been 7 years for her, but she basically cranks his tail like one of those cheap little M&M
Like the
droppers
worst Jack
from
in the Box
Christmas.
ever.
And yeah, she has moldy merce poofs where she's learned to add some other ingredient to create a fungus on the merce poof that she thinks might have some value to you.
I will take the merce poop from her and go. Thank you, Lolly. I know where this comes from, so I'm not sure I wish to experiment with it. But I appreciate the sentiment, Because goddamn if I missed you.
There is too much. Let me sum up.
I think
You're
you should
welcome.
taste it, sir.
So, what's the next
was it?
ingredient you want that wasn't mushrooms?
Oh, I don't know. I have to think about that.
Barley hop.
He just hands a piece of paper over with all of it written down.
To the only person he trusts of the group, he slides a paper to Lolly with a list of ingredients. And Murph, looking over the shoulder, goes, "Yeast? Oh. Now, let's create a direction here. We've got about 10 minutes left in this gaming session. We still want to focus on recovering the magic or discovering what triggered the downfall, the talisman.
Stepping on that step.
Oh, special water? Really? Okay. Okay, spring water.
Yes,
can do
clean
spring water.
spring water.
Wait, Cavalon, did you mean like the water that theoretically the Aphene to the east used to drink that would allow elongated life? Or is there
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that. That's
That's the good stuff.
because I would imagine that clean water is probably not a like plentiful thing in Dathan's past. It's passable water, but not like clean water. So like Jaith probably uses food, like create food and water on a regular basis so that they have clean brewing. Or like
Yeah.
Cavalon is asking an employee, like, make me some water, I'll give you booze. Yay!
Or
But,
is-
you know, has heard this magic Aphene water and was like, if someone can get him some, sure.
There's that, or there's certain tomes that have been lost that might be able to be recovered. Where's everybody interest laying? Or a combination of the both.
I don't want to have to carry a bunch of water back.
No,
If I
just,
don't have to carry it,
just the ancient purification ritual that the Aphanes used.
no.
Yeah. Ancient knowledge, always good.
And that's when Baldareth says something. What do you got, John? That leans into going into the next adventure.
Don't we have to make up for? No, I guess that's not going to work. You want us to go get knowledge of water?
Do you not see what we do here? We brew things. We
Hey,
Every time I go back,
use magic water to start brewing process.
hey, it could be worse. He could be asking us to get magic fire from the depths of hell. Oh, shit.
every time I go back there to see what you're doing, you punch me.
Stay out of my brewery. Is there a big sign that says employees only on door?
Will you hire me then?
If you can prove that you can actually acquire some ingredients, then yes, we will talk about teaching you some brewing techniques.
All right, I push him one of the ale that's on the table. I will start work tomorrow, sir.
No. You have to prove to me that you can
I
get
proved it's right there.
ingredients first.
I got-
Then we'll talk.
Right in the goblet. That's an ingredient.
I would just pick up that drink it while they argue.
Oh, Lolly, how I have missed you.
Purified water.
Yes, there is the water. I still need some of these interesting fungus. There is description of said fungus on list. There is possible the weird creatures that were on the trees outside of town to the east, west, wherever,
East.
to the east of town. They have possibility of could be distilled into very interesting spirit. So I will need a couple of those. There is many
So
more
the
ingredients on-
conversation goes on and it rolls on. There is opportunities to the west where the Aphene used to have a whole kingdom. You guys can explore that. You can go back into the dungeon. You can go back east and face off with the Sandbilge people. There's all kinds of opportunities, and we'll look into that in the next game. Right now, we're going to wrap this up. Thank everybody for joining us on twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Talk. Thank everybody who joined us via podcast. And remind everybody, you can always send us an email with your thoughts, your ideas, your impressions, or what you're doing at stealingforsurvival@gmail.com. That's stealing with 2 E's. I do want to thank everybody tonight, especially the folks who gifted some subs to the channel. Very much appreciated. Thank you for that. And also the folks on Patreon, such as Triple U and Ethan Rouse, as well as Berta Musical Wizardry on their subscriptions on PayPal. And join us for the next game, because, oh my god, I'm really enjoying where we're going and how much fun we're having with this stuff. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Make sure you follow the channel, subscribe, whether that's podcast or otherwise, and we will see you all very soon. Here's some outro music.